What you just asked made me think one of my favorite quotes. You're special, your problems are not. All the shit people complain about and oh, it's a big deal. Somebody probably had that same problem before and got it the fuck done. So why are you thinking it's too big of a deal to handle? Pick your fucking boots up by the straps and get working. I wasn't even in middle school. I was in second grade and I wrote a crazy paper or some shit and they forced me to take an IQ test. Shout out to you, man. I remember they tested us for shit like that, like when we was younger. The thing is, though, chat, is that it might make people feel better I'm gifted, I'm special in this way. It's so much to life. I don't even know where to start this conversation. Because I had an interesting question today with my piano teacher, right? And she was talking about how the actor Ashton Kutcher, and it was an interview she remembered, and she was like, she'll never forget what he said. He said something like an interviewer asked him, what did it take? Because he went from being like a supermodel to a A-list actor. And the interviewer asked him, what did it take? And he said, I'm trying to remember what she told me, but he said something like, it took me realizing I was special. Because the context of it was that growing up, when you do something special or when you express an idea or you have goals and shit like that, people make it feel so normal. And people accept such a normal life that you don't really put some respect on your own name if you don't really appreciate how special you are, how different you are, bro. Jugs, I appreciate the T1 sub. If you don't appreciate that shit, you gonna start to settle. You'll settle on your potential. You'll settle on your work ethic. You'll think certain things are normal. Because the bar is set, so you'll only go far as the bar goes. You won't go past the limits that other people have set for themselves and other people have set around you. But the point I was about to make with this is the dude made that comment about, oh yeah, I was special, this, that, in the second grade. But how are you using your gifts? How are you using being special? You could waste the fuck out of any gift you got. You could waste the fuck out of yourself. And that's like the scariest thought that I can think of in my life right now. I'm not scared of death. I'm scared of like dying. That. I'm not scared of death. I'm scared of dying and then looking on it like, I could have did this. Or like I don't know. Let me compare this. Let's say I died last year and I didn't take the college courses I took. I didn't grow as much as I did. I didn't start playing the instruments like I did a year ago. I didn't get braces like I did a year ago. Like all the shit that I started, etc., working on like many projects. Like I'm scared of like missing out on what I can do. That's a scary thought to me. Cause imagine you got all this untapped potential. One of y'all could be a future billionaire. One of y'all could be a future multimillionaire. You could play 6 instruments. You got a booming music career. You a crazy painter. You could be great at your sport, and you just never even. It just don't exist because you sold. That's scary to me. Imagine like I'm as smart as I am, right? Tested high on IQ, right? I can absorb information fast, but I don't learn, or I'm not reading. I'm not teaching myself new things every day. That's a scary thing. And somebody who don't have half the high IQ as me, better at the same subject because they put more time in. And that's the thing. Is a lot of gifted and talented people that's just so lazy, that just have no discipline, that just quit, that just don't exercise right. I like how you worded it. Exercise your gifts. They don't exercise that shit. They don't put that shit through the fire. They don't hone it. They don't tighten it up. Parents need to stop saying you need to be like this kid, ruining their own kid's potential. They only doing the best that they can. You can't hate them for it because they probably went on and let their dreams die and accepted what their life is, even though they're not dead yet. And a lot of times people can change careers and pursue all types of new goals in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So even think about how people get complacent or they get older and they feel so old that like their life is over. We just talking about this the other day on stream. They didn't die. It's that their dreams died. It's like the we know come around and say, man, I was doing this, I was doing that. So, okay, now what? You ain't keep it up? Even if it would have been a new goal, like, you ain't keep it up? You have done nothing to exercise that ambition, that hustle, that vision. You gotta keep that shit alive, bro. That shit die. It's just a sad thing to see in a person. And it's not over. I don't believe it's over. But I look on people's mistakes. I look at people's lives and say, okay, I need to watch out for that. That's how I think. I need to watch out for that. Hard work comes talent, natural skill, real shit. Walk about it, don't talk about it. I think people love to feel special. People don't love to do special things. People don't love to work in a special way. And what is working special? Working special is you went to sleep 3 o'clock last night, woke up at 7, and grounded the whole day. No distractions. You ain't filtering anything in. And it's honestly something I'm really working on now as I'm sitting here thinking about the standard that I want my content to be, the standard that I want music playing to be, and music, all that shit, the standard I want the fashion to be, the image, the brand, the quality, the content, everything in my fucking life, finances. I'm like, yo, I can't just scroll on Instagram no more. Like, I can't just open TikTok no more. I can't just, like, wasting time is just, it don't even make sense. It don't even fit in my mind anymore. Like, literally. It, like, wasting anything just don't fit no more. Because it's in the way. It's an obstacle. So if I can control that shit got to be moved. All that shit is a distraction. And like I told you, it even comes with women. It even comes with friends, family. Like like I said, I've had this balance tilt far left before to where I'm like, all right, I'm on the type of time where I know, I kind of know what I can bear, like what I like the healthy amount of relationships and social life for me. Everybody's different. You know, once you find that for you, you lock in with that. I hate not being busy, man. That shit is terrible, bro. Need your mindset, never too late. You can lose it, you can get it back. That's all, man. That's all. You just need to realize it and do something about it. Stop wasting time. Burnout is a thing. I don't know what that is. I don't. If you burn out from working, right, then your work is draining you, not refreshing you. My work, and I'm not just talking about from just doing this, right? It was the same when I was in college on a science major, doing math, whatever the case may be. Anything I do where I'm learning or I'm challenging myself pushes me harder. If you're burnt out, you're probably like your whole perspective and your whole approach to what you're doing is wrong. So instead of being pulled to do what you're doing, because remember, if something pulls you, that's low effort. It's not gonna tax your energy and burn your energy out. But if you're pushing to do stuff, that's the burnout. You're getting tired. It's burning you out because you're forcing energy. But I get pulled. The shit I do, I'm pulled to do it. I'm pulled to learn. I'm pulled to see where my potential can go. I'm pulled to set a new goal and a new standard. So I don't feel the sensation of burnout because it's like it's not taking. It doesn't feel like it's taking energy. It gives me energy. Simplest way I can think about burnout. The reason I don't feel it in the way that people talk about. And guess what? This is from a person who has done what? Went live. I mean, you even compare. I only can't compare how the last year went because I went back to school and was a full-time college student. So you add that on top of me trying to stay consistent. And I still posted more than some people who don't post at all. Full-time this and a full-time student take 5 to 6 classes per semester in some high-level courses, right? So able to do that on top of the content. And even before that, being live, weeks in a row? Uploading twice a day at times, every day. Be talking about burnout, work less than me. So I don't know what they be talking about. Burnout, it really is just how you approach what you're doing. Like if you feel like you're burdening yourself, it's a task or a chore, that's gonna feel like an uphill battle and that's gonna kill your energy. But if you feel like you're going towards something you want, or it's a part of the process or some shit, it just don't feel like burnout. I can't even explain it. I see the passion in you, bro, no cap. That's another thing too. I'm gonna be working on my delivery, a lot of the communication things that I'm working on, it's a lot that's going to change, a lot that's about to develop over the years, bro. So much, bro. So many goals I have. It's all about perspective. It is. If you love doing it, did I ever say I loved doing it? Just because you don't love doing something doesn't mean it's going to burn you out. Burnout, I think burnout comes when you're doing something you don't want to do. consistently. Because I could do shit I don't want to do. And it'll feel tedious or boring. Right? But even on top of that, like I found ways to keep what I wanted to do in my life. Whether it was wanting to go to the gym or wanting to learn. And I'll give you a random example. When I had the job at H&M, right? And I would put my AirPod and listen to podcasts on the clock. But I would use my hair when I have like my fro out, like my big ass fro. I would use my hair to block. They couldn't see my ear, so they didn't even know I was listening to a podcast the whole time, the whole shift. And this, I'm still doing what I want to do while finessing it. You know what I'm saying? Or even after work, I would go after work and be thinking about video ideas on the bus to work, coming from home from work. Go to the gym after work. Like you find ways to slip that shit in and you keep that shit maintained. Like you don't just focus and divert your life on the one thing that's draining it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's when people get burned out. They become too focused on what's draining them. Oh, I gotta get up again tomorrow, and they scheduled me Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Man, that's too much, and I just worked this week, and they focusing on all the wrong shit. I used to be focused on, okay, I'm scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10 to 7, 3 of those days, and 1 to 10 the other day. All right, if I gotta go to work at 10, I gotta go to sleep early this night, but that means I get out at 7. So when I get out at 7, that means I can go to the gym at 9, and I get home at like 8:20. Like that's how my day was. My day was like, all right, this is what's happening. Like it is what it is. Now, what am I doing to position me towards my long-term goal? And that's back when I was like studying the YouTube algorithm, studying how people make thumbnails, titles, how to edit, how to run my own shit on my own for that I had to teach myself, that I had to learn, that nobody taught me, that nobody came and put me under their shoulder. Up until me and Rod, there was no YouTuber from Philly that was doing that I can think of that also claimed Philly. That's another thing. Like blow up and then like another conversation, but that's corny to me. You feel what I'm saying? Because from where you from be needing an example like that. I wear that shit on my sleeve. I don't give a fuck what degree I get, how much money I get, how big I get. I'm still a Philly nigga, bro. And you always gonna be able to tell I'm a nigga. I don't give a fuck how intelligent I get. I wear it with pride. I can have conversations with a high intellectual professional, a judge, a lawyer, a accountant, a physicist, a doctor, and it don't matter. I'm gonna still be myself. Get around people and start morphing like chameleons, and I don't respect it. But the point I'm making is, like I said, up until like me and Rod, it was really nobody that was big on YouTube. People made Instagram skits. People did Philly. I'm not saying Philly had no YouTubers, but like was a content creator. Like they knew how to make money from it. They know how to make it sustainable. I feel like my phone always started blowing up like when I'm like live. But listen, what's it called? Where was I going in my rant chat? Don't be Hollywood. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like niggas blow up. Don't claim where they from. Go somewhere else and then start adopting that. Like, oh my God. Or be from somewhere else and then claim where they move and then like start acting like that. But nobody want to be themselves, man. It's so lame to me. It's so lame, man. It's so lame. It's lame, bro. Niggas don't got no backbone on who they are. They shapeshifters, man. They shapeshifters. I'm telling you, bro. It's actually hilarious. I think about this all the time, chat. I'm like, yo, on the same channel, you see me reading books and breaking books down. You see me doing blind dates. Dobie Wakanobi, I appreciate the T1 sub. And I'm like, that's just my versatility. It is what it is. Like, dog, you could kick it with me like one of the homies. We might be outside, 2 man, 3 man. Like, you might see me outside. I'm talking to some shit. Like, I'm just me. But then at the same time, I'm a deep thinker. I'm intelligent. You can't play with me on that level at all. The proof is in the pudding. but I'm still me. Niggas be acting like they gotta fit in and shit, bro. Like, just be yourself, man. What do you think about code switching? Um, Professionalism. Like, there is a level of professionalism, such as I'm on Twitch live right now, right? I wouldn't talk like this if I was giving a presentation to a high school classroom or a college classroom or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just professionalism that is best fit for the environment and the audience. Code switching, be a professional. As long as you're not like a yes man or like getting on your knees, that's something else, man. I don't know about that one, but I understand being more respectful and being professional based on the environment. I do it all the time. I don't curse around my parents at all. You know what I'm saying? And they watch my videos, so they know I curse. They know I talk a certain kind of way. So it's not like they don't think I do it or I'm hiding it. It's just out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Funny part is my dad was like, yo, you don't even need to curse in your videos. Like, you way too smart for that. And I was like, you know what? I tone down myself in my content. Like, I really dumb down myself. Like, I do it so it's relatable. I feel like if I really spoke to my truest level of communication, it would lose a lot of people. So on Patreon, I do less of this. But on YouTube, it's like, y'all know this shit, like all entertainment. So people attention spans is that of a fucking coconut shrimp. So it's just like, you know what I mean? I try to be considerate of that. As long as your morals ain't getting tested in such situations. Exactly. Like, I would never code switch against my morals or my honor. But it's a part of my honor and my integrity to be respectful. So, you know, it just coincides. It's cohesive. I just noticed from your last vid, you changed your setup. What happened to the astronaut outfit? You mean my guy Donnie? My guy Donnie is in my living room. Even raising my voice don't feel right. Well, you should be able to project your voice. Hold on, I'll break a cycle right now. Break it. What's stopping you from doing it? Stop being impulsive. Stop doing what you feel like you want to do and do what you want to do. Or do what you know you need to do. I feel like it's because most niggas don't got that backbone. Just wasn't raised on morals and principles. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just know that shit better stay away from me, man. I don't like it. And I ain't even gonna pretend I do. How do I get out the matrix? Make your own. Live to your own rules. Live to your own perspectives, perceptions, opinions, and shit like that. That way you can judge yourself the same way the matrix would judge you. Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's not normal for a man or a woman or a black man or a white woman or a Indian man, or these are all norms established by other people that. It's a whole different conversation, chat. Just a whole different conversation. Watch my video on the alligator cave, brother. Full in depth. What if you don't speak on Ebonics or slang good enough like my peers? Or how to stop talking white? Let me tell you something, brother. I was raised, right, trenches, hood my whole life. And then from my middle school to my high school was a culture shock. I was around so many ethnicities. And I mean anyone you can name, so specific that I found out about countries like Albania, Bengali, things. I found out about so many different specific countries. Haiti, like the differences between Hispanic, Latino, Spanish. It's just so many cultures and ethnicities in this school, and the school was dominated by typically like Asians and not white people, but typically Asians and just all different ethnicities. So even if they was white, they knew where the fuck they was from. They wasn't just Caucasian like white American. And I remember growing up, you hear different things like, oh, Asians are good at math and shit, like you just said, like talking white. And then when I went to college, I went to a PWI, predominantly white institute, right? So I've been in, and also with all due respect, in my high school and in my college career, I didn't just take some random major. I took majors that were of high skill level, that are dominated by other ethnicities that are not black. So this put me around more different cultures and ethnicities. In classes such as calculus, statistics, cellular molecular biology, cell physiology, pre-calc, algebra 2, physics, you name it. And I've been on these high level classes with a lot of non-black people. The point I'm about to make is there's no such thing as Asians are good at math. There's no such thing as talking white, because you're equating white with smart. Now, on a slang level, you say something like talking white. You might, and if you're referencing suburban, like that like upper class socioeconomic snobby type of talk, that's one thing. And then we also talk about like people forcing an intelligence on the way that they talk. Y'all know when people try to use a bunch of fancy words and try to sound smarter than they're not. That's another thing. But to when you start speaking with intelligence and you consider like associate that with whiteness, open your mind, brother. God, open your mind. You find that out fast. Like, Asians are not necessarily good at math. Talking white is not a thing. And like, bro, just so many things we gotta unlearn. We gotta unlearn a lot of things. You gotta be unlearn a lot of things, man. Niggas really feel like they too white for black people and too black for white people. Man, just be your self. Like, I am who I am. You accept me or not, I don't give a fuck. My tombstone ain't got your name on it. That's the only I gotta care about. I am who I am, and you will see me for who I am. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's your own individual right of free will, free choice to judge me, to perceive me however you want. That's not my job to control that. It's not my job at all. Thanks for opening our minds. Right, I speak from this experience because this is the thing. Immaculate, I appreciate the 2 months. Look what he said.
Got tired ads, gang.
Tired of ads. But we about to hit 700 subs, baby. Let me tell you something, bro. Like, I used to get a kick off of this in my academic career. I used to get a kick off of showing up like this, right? Might come in with a Nike Tech, do-rag, book bag sagging, you know, AirPods dumping G Herbo or something, right? And then the whole time I'm walking into calculus, I'm walking into zoology, I'm walking into organic chemistry. I'm in a room that don't look like I'm supposed to be in. And guess what? Dominating, excelling in the subject. I used to get a kick out of that, man. Don't look like shit, but is the shit. Oh, I used to love that. I used to love teaching people don't judge a book by its cover. I used to love it. You look at a person, doubt them, judge them, and you don't even know what's up the sleeve at all. At all. I'm telling you, there was no bigger flex than me during the time to be that. I would oftentimes fall asleep in the class. Like, I would fall asleep in class a lot because I was a night owl in school, right? I literally told you how in statistics I taught myself the whole course, and I could call anybody I had the class with. Dog, I only would go on test days. Now the joke was like I didn't tell my parents this during the time, but like I only went when it was time to take a test, because when I would go, I would fall asleep. The professor he would talk in a way that would confuse you, and I knew myself enough to know he wasn't going to be able to teach me the way I wanted to learn. Stopped going. I used to take pictures of one of my friends in the classroom's textbooks because I wasn't buying a textbook either. What I would suggest you do, or unless you find a way to get it for free, however you do, none of my business. But I would only go on test days. Then go in there and be on my phone, falling asleep. Somebody might look at me and be like, nah, this dude ain't taking this shit serious, dog. He think this shit funny. They never saw the work ethic. They never saw me studying in my dorm for hours. They never saw the way I used to look at the pictures of the textbook, write the notes down, had pages and pages and pages. That I still got. Kept all my notes on any subject I ever took. Pages on pages on shit. Used to outline my test taking. Like, they don't see none of that. They just see the shit, right? So I would love going in there. We take a test. look down the line. What you get? 93. 93. What the? Did this nigga cheat? But he couldn't have cheated off. He couldn't have cheated off me because he got a higher score than me. What the? Oh, no bigger flex, man. University to high school. University. I started getting grades like my better grades towards my last 2 years of high school. But university, I definitely cooked. I cooked. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, yeah, he cheated. I wouldn't have had the discipline to teach myself statistics and any math above tables I hate. I used to think I was bad at math. I used to think like it's crazy. If you don't know how to learn, it will kill your passion for learning. When you learn how to learn, bro, that's when you start to realize like no subject is hard. Like no subject is hard. You just don't know what you're doing. Even if we go to calculus, it's not hard. It's just the combination of different levels of math. So if you don't know how to do algebra 2, or your trig is weak, or your arithmetic and like all that shit is weak, you gonna think calculus is hard because you don't have the strength in other categories to do it. But it's not hard. It's just you don't know how to do it. So figure out how to do it, or what it takes to do it, or build up doing to be able to do it. I'm good at math, but I'm too scared to take it to a level. Man, we used to get a kick out of being the first to discover a new theory, being the smartest in the room. Like, where's the competitiveness? Did y'all hear that weak sentence I just read? I'm good at math, but I'm too scared to take it to a level. Where's your dignity? Where's your legacy, bro? Where's your sense of honor? Tell you the weakness just be so obvious, bro. Nah, I don't hear weak. Yo, I don't know how some niggas graduate high school and they niggas is dumb. It's funny how you trying to call somebody dumb, but that might have been the hardest sentence I had to read today. Like that might have been the least grammatically correct sentence I've read today, maybe even this week. And here you are trying to throw somebody else under the bus. Can anybody translate what he just said? Well, the first person really ain't scared of the math. He's just scared of his own potential. Or he's scared to be challenged and shown that he's not as good as he thinks he is. And then when you get exposed, that's the problem. People don't want to be exposed. People don't want to be challenged. Because when you're challenged, you're exposed. Damn, I'm not that good. And when people don't feel that good, they lose all their confidence. They lose all their motivation. But the who have true confidence, the confidence that come from their core, that's when they turn it up. Good, I just found a flaw I can fix. I just found a mistake I can work on. I just found an error in myself that I can improve and evolve from. This is the perfect opportunity for me to grow. Only weak people quit when they fail. Only weak people quit when they realize they're not as good as they thought they were. Because they were built on ego instead of purpose, instead of improvement. So you need to ask yourself about that and think about that. Pass that shit with a D gracefully. You need resilience. Exactly. All that shit is honed, bro. All that shit is built over time. People confuse ego with confidence. Ego is like SpongeBob, that episode where he put all the air in his muscles. He had the big muscles, but that it just popped with a needle. That's ego. That's ego when you depend on it. Ego can be very useful to you when you don't depend on it. It can be very useful to you, but it's harmful to you if you depend on it. Ego gives you that inflated sense of self, but when you have an authentic sense of self, now your ego can be a tool and work for you. Passed with a low grade, but had motion. School wasn't for me. I mean, maybe you didn't care. Maybe you didn't like learning. Maybe you didn't apply yourself. Maybe you weren't all the way there. Like I said, man, because I done passed lower level classes with lower grades and then took the higher level version. Once I started to get that passion for learning, and once I started to learn how I learn and have like a motivation, or like not a motivation, but like a goal in mind with that shit, my grades was 10 times higher. I paid more attention the second time around because I cared. I actually cared what was being said. I cared to try to put the effort into learning. I cared enough to be frustrated that I couldn't get it and to stick it through until I got it. That was the difference. And at first, when I ain't care enough, I ain't like it. I wasn't going to try hard to get it. I wasn't going to stay there until I got it. If I didn't get it the first 3 tries, 4 tries, 5 tries, man, that was enough. I tried enough. No, you either, man, a whole different conversation, a whole different kind of different conversation chat. Advice on accepting the past for what it is. Why do you need advice to do that? What can you do? What else would you do? What is the other choice? I'm not sure what you need. What do you need advice for? What type of learning styles are there that you use? Really, you could. I'm gonna simplify it, right? There's shit that has to be comprehended, meaning you have to understand it, and then there's shit that has to be memorized. Memorization takes time. Like if I gave you 100 vocabulary words right now and told you to take a test on vocabulary words tomorrow, that'd be pretty difficult because it'd be hard to memorize 100 words in a day or the definitions of them, especially if they're new words. Memory takes time. But you can understand the concept, practice it, and then be tested on it the next day. But even understanding or comprehension of a subject or a topic can take time through work. Either way, they're gonna take time, but memory takes longer. And once you understand something, you kind of like get it. And now you just need to practice that understanding to show or tighten up the mistakes that you will make. It's the best way for me to put it. Tips on YouTubers that are noticing no growth for about 2 years. I don't know. People always would say this thing, chat. They would say, I'm blacklisted, or I think that is this gonna be a controversial, unpopular opinion. But I'm a creator, so I can say what I can say it. And I especially because guess what? I got a TikTok page, right? That I post clips on. Now look. People talk about things. Shadow banned. That's what they say. Not blacklisted. Shadow banned. That's what they say. And when they say they shadow banned, they say like the algorithm doesn't push them in it. All this, whatever, right? I could have said that for my TikTok channel. I had a gap between the videos that was like a whole month. Like it went March 8th to April 18th. But one of the videos I posted on April 19th is about to hit 250,000 views. And the other ones didn't do near that. Ones before that did that good, but didn't break out like that in a couple of videos. So somebody would have looked at they would have looked at the channel and said, or the page on TikTok and said, I'm blacklisted. TikTok hates me. I feel like it's just a complaining thing. Like, what the keep posting? Make a new page then. Like, get consistent. Find out what can replicate that result. You know what I'm saying? So if you say your channel has been dead for 2 years, why did you stay on one channel for 2 years if you thought it was dead? You have not tried anything new. You didn't try a new editing style, a new thumbnail style, a new niche of content. You didn't take anything to the next level at all. At all. Compare this to what I just did with my channel. Instantly, people realized. I analyzed how I could take my video to the next level. I analyzed how I could take the background to the next level. I analyzed all the different aspects of me as a creator or an internet personality that I could take to the next level. Whether it be from fashion, the quality of the content, the topics I discuss, and all types of shit, right? You gotta self-analyze and then update that shit. Apply what you analyze. People make it seem like, oh, they stuck. Oh, I'm just stuck. My channel did and all. Man, that's man. My career in music is dead and all that. Like I feel like, Chad, you know what I'm getting at? People self-identify with losing. It's like they just be wrapped up in that identity. They start identifying with that, like, yeah, man, the algorithm shadow banned me. They just don't want me to blow. My shit too real, man. You know, they don't push this type of shit. Those would be the quickest people to say something else, like, oh, this person don't deserve it. I do. Or I know my shit better than theirs. So how the fuck they getting that much views? Or that many views? Or that person don't deserve it. Like, I'm telling you, they be the first to take away from somebody else's achievements and then sit there and try to be so entitled for their own. It's the most annoying thing ever. I have people say somebody's lucky. That's like one of the most annoying things ever, man. Like, they say that this shit is built on luck. But what Kobe said, he said you got to do it again so that they know it's not luck. But sometimes people again continue to be successful and still find a way to hate, still find a way to take away from their success. I mean, you even got people. Kai will be going on the Twitter post, right, and the people will comment like, "What does he do? Like what does he do? Like I don't." What do you do? What have you done with your life ever? I'm telling you, you'll never get judged by somebody that really cares about their craft and is working hard. Those would be the least judgmental people. They work hard. They encourage you to work harder, and they inspire you. They inspire each other, and they be genuinely happy for successful people. Like, they're not haters, bro. They're not haters. Hating is like hating and losing go hand in hand to me. The moment, even if you already got successful, the moment you become a jealous hater, you start taking away from your own success. It just happens every time. Every time. Being competitive is one thing. But the moment you start hating, it's like your career, that person's career just starts dying, bro. I'm telling you. Hating and losing go hand in hand. They do. You distracted. What is your attention? You focus on the wrong shit. Nico said it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. Come on now, they don't see the behind the scenes. These days, fame is disconnected from excellence. Half the time, I gotta ask niggas what their profession is. Come on now. All right, chat. I'm about to look at the Reddit. Shout out all the follows. Shout out all the subs, man. I appreciate y'all. We went off from 700. We better get into some reactions, man. Move my this joint over here.
You've got to stop letting these men buy us cluster diamond rings.
Being online and debating what type of ring you wouldn't accept when you ain't got no ring at all. Some of y'all ain't never been a man's girlfriend, let alone been proposed to be his wife, to be online debating what type of ring you wouldn't accept. You more concerned about the quality of the diamond than the quality of the man that you standing before God to marry. Some of y'all child got the man last name before you did, and you somewhere online debating the type of ring that you willing to accept.
Come on now. People be worried about the wrong things.
Right, side.
She need a suit too. That strong as hell.
So the nigga said, why they talking about Ty's outfits on Reddit? I'm thinking you the one who posted these and you wanted us to go react. Yeah. No, where the fuck did you find this? Bro, is that a tattoo? Like, hair?